Hello, Colas, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest as usual. We start with Frenkie de Jong, as it has been reported that Manchester United are willing to launch a fresh offer for the Barcelona superstar. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then, secondly, talking about this transfer report claiming that Barcelona turned down an opportunity to sign this informal Arsenal youngster by name Gabriel Martinelli in the summer of 2018. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, before we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Frenkie de Jong was one of the most talked about figures in the summer transfer window. The Barcelona midfielder was heavily linked with a move away from the Camp Nou, with various top European clubs interested in his services. Manchester United in particular expressed the desire to sign the former Ajax starlet as part of Erik ten Hag's plans to rebuild the midfield setup that also included the signing of Casemiro from Real Madrid. However, despite the best efforts and an €85 million bid from Manchester United, De Jong ended up remaining at Camp Nou out of his own will. Although Barcelona were willing to cash in on the midfielder, the player refused to move on. But a recent report from Mundo Deportivo has offered an update on De Jong's future, suggesting that the Premier League giants are still attentive to the midfielder situation at Camp Nou. The report goes on to claim that Manchester United are even prepared to table a new bid for Frenkie de Jong and are confident that they can still convince him to join the ranks at Old Trafford despite various rejections in the summer. Man United's renewed hopes of signing Frenkie de Jong comes in the midst of the midfielder's mixed start to the season that saw him fall behind the likes of Pedri, Busquets and Gavi in the pecking order. Although the Dutch international has established himself as a more prominent figure in Xavi's setup recently, there is a belief that Barcelona will not shy away from offloading the player in an attempt to generate some much-needed revenue. Barca, after all, are in desperate need of freeing up funds and managing their inflated workforce. If they are to sign newer players from the market, the sale of De Jong, in that regard, could go a long way in helping them restructure the club's financial situation. Frenkie de Jong, is still being linked with a move away from Barca. The player have always had an uncertain future since the summer when he was pushed to go to Man United, but he refused that he won't go there. And United are still attentive, according to reports. United wants to still make a move. One might think that maybe after signing Casemiro from Real Madrid in the summer, the move for Frenkie de Jong is over. But it seems as though United are still in the hunt. They are still paying attention. Of course, we all know that Erik ten Hag's first choice have always been Frenkie de Jong, But the player did resisted multiple times that he is happy to stay and succeed at Barcelona. So this report is claiming that, United still want to sign him and they will go all out for him, possibly in the January transfer window. And I wish that move still fails, because I don't see a reason why Barcelona should be pushing Frenkie de Jong to leave so as to make other transfers, as if Frenkie de Jong is not a player valuable to a team. Frenkie de Jong is a top-class midfielder. He's not just an average player. Frenkie de Jong is not just a squad player. But the way he has been treated when it comes to his future, it surprises many people. As if has it been Frenkie de Jong was a bench product or just a player in the squad that does not really have that use or is not that talented, we could have understood. But it's just surprising that Barca think that by going for newer players in the summer or whatever, Frenkie de Jong must be sold so that they might have the money or the room on the wage budget to go for new players. I don't understand. You have a talented player like this in your squad. Instead of you to see how to remove the other deadwood players or the other veterans so that you free up the space on your wage bill and keep this player. He's still young, 25 years old, but trying to sell him for you think he's a very valuable player who can give you a lot of money to buy other players, that's for me, that's not a good decision. So the report states that United are still willing to launch a fresh offer for the Barca superstar, and I don't still think Frankie de Jong will be open to such move. Despite that, Eric Ten Hag is putting pressure to sign his former player. Um, of course, many people have been laughing that the very Frankie de Jong who said he does not want to play Europa League, he wants to be with Barca, and many people were saying that because Barca are in Champions League, he's facing United back in the Europa League. Like, that's just the funny thing about all this. It was destined that Frankie de Jong will play Europa League, whether he went to United or not. So it is what it is. His name is still up in the air. He's not still balanced. His future is still very, very uncertain. Ever since the summer, Frankie de Jong's future have been talked about. Many transfer reports don't cease to talk about Frankie de Jong potentially departing from the Camp Nou. So let's see how it goes when it comes to Frankie de Jong's future at the club. Then on to the next story of discussion. Gabriel Martinelli has attracted all the headlines recently after being selected for the Brazilian national team for the upcoming FIFA World Cup, ahead of talents such as Roberto Firmino and Felipe Coutinho. However, it was a well-deserved call-up as Martinez has established himself as one of the most prized young attackers in the Premier League for the past couple of years. This season in particular, the youngster has racked up 5 goals in 13 league matches, helping us now compete for the Premier League title. Martinelli's fate, though, could have ended up very differently had it not been for Barcelona's indecision a few years ago, according to Sports. The Spanish news publication has recently come up with a future that reveals Barcelona were one of the contenders to sign the player in October 2018. In fact, Andre Curry, the then head of the club's South American market, had brought Gabriel Martinelli to the Ciutat Esportiva to train with the Barca B setup. The young Brazilian spent a few weeks training in the facility to adapt himself into the conditions, following which the club could have signed him for no cost on loan with non-mandatory purchase option. However, no one in the Barca B camp was left convinced by the attacker's performances. They decided not to sign the Brazilian youngster, deeming that he did not have the necessary skill set to become a Barcelona player. As a result, Martinelli returned to his homeland to continue his stint with Ituano. However, he was eventually picked up by Arsenal in 2019. The Premier League giants signed him for a fee of just €7 million. The investment has proven to be a bargain for the Gunners, as the attacker has racked up 23 goals in all competitions for the club. He is now gearing up for his first ever World Cup as he looks to help Brazil restore their lost glory in this coveted competition. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.